The stars were quiet. For thousands of years, the galaxy had moved on. Empires rose. Civilizations traded, fought, and made peace again. Earth had become nothing more than a myth-lost planet that had once sent messages into the stars, then vanished forever. No one talked about humans anymore. They were gone. Until the day a silent ship appeared at the edge of known space. It was the Thalian convoy that found it first. 3 cargo ships, 1 science vessel, and 2 escorts were passing through the Ulnar Drift, an empty, cold part of the galaxy with no stars for light. The convoy captain, a gray-scaled alien named Varnak, was preparing to shut down long-range scans when a signal flashed. Unidentified. Mass detected. Drifting. No beacon. No power. At first, he thought it was an asteroid. Then the science officer zoomed in. Everyone on the bridge stopped breathing. The object was not a rock. It was a ship. Massive. Silent. Ancient. It floated without thrust or light, like a dead whale in the void. Its metal was blackened and scarred, but even from a distance, you could see the shape. It was built for war, and written across its side in faint but still glowing letters was one word. Titan 7, UE unclassed battle carrier. The bridge went silent. UN United Earth Navy. No one had seen that name in over 20,000 years. Varnak stood slowly, his claws tapping the floor. "Are we sure it's real?" he asked. The science officer, a young Tliron with 6 arms and nervous eyes, nodded. "The structure matches old Earth designs. Same alloys, same hull form. It's human, sir." "But Earth is gone." "Yes," the Tliron whispered. "Which makes this impossible." They moved in slowly. Cameras zoomed, sensors scanned. The ship was as long as a city. Towers and weapon mounts lined its surface, but none were powered. Everything looked dead. No life signs, no transmissions, not even a whisper of movement. The science vessel docked first. 4 crew members suited up and entered through a broken side hatch. They moved through dark, quiet halls. Air was thin, but still breathable. The temperature inside was steady, like something was keeping the ship from freezing. As they walked, they saw rooms filled with strange items, chairs with harnesses, walls with faded writing in English, tables still set for meals. It looked like the crew had just walked away. 20,000 years ago, but there were no bodies. Not one. Back on the convoy bridge, Varnak watched the helmet feeds. "Where are the humans?" he asked. No one answered. In the command chamber of the ghost ship, the explorers reached the main control console. It was dead, no lights, no power. But the walls around it were different. Carved into the metal were strange messages, written in dozens of languages. Some were warnings, some were cries for help, but one message was carved over and over again. "Deep into the steel, they are not dead, only waiting." Then something happened. The main screen lit up. Just for a second, it flickered static, then a face. A human face. Eyes closed, mouth moving slowly, like someone speaking in a dream. The sound was broken, but the words were clear. "If you're seeing this, it's already too late." The power shut off. All lights went dark again. The team backed away, breathing heavy. One of them asked if they should leave, but another scientist, older and braver, stepped forward. She touched the console. It hummed. The power returned, not fully, but enough to wake something deep in the ship's core. Another message played. This one was just 3 words, glowing red on every screen across the vessel. "Echo phase initiated." Varnak cursed. That phrase meant nothing to them, but deep in the galaxy's hidden libraries, forgotten by most species, echo phase was a part of human myth. Some said it was a backup plan. Others believed it was a weapon Earth made when they knew they were going to die. No one ever proved it was real. Now it had begun. The convoy voted. Some wanted to leave. Others demanded to stay. Varnak overruled them all. "We don't run from history," he said. "We record it," he ordered. The ghost ship to be towed to a nearby outpost for study. But the moment they attached cables, every ship in the convoy received the same alert. Auto defense system activating. The escorts raised shields, but nothing happened. The ghost ship just moved, not fast, not with engines, but something. Inside, shifted. Doors sealed. Systems powered up just enough to turn its weapons still. Offline toward the closest convoy ship, then it stopped and fell silent again. Something else appeared on the hull. New words, glowing faintly. This vessel is not abandoned. Panic broke out. Varnock demanded answers. The scientists ran tests. No crew, no AI signatures, no signs of consciousness. And yet the ship responded like it was alive at the edge of the system. A hidden probe activated. Small, invisible. It had been floating there for centuries. Waiting now, it turned its long antenna toward deep space, and it sent a single pulsar signal carried across the stars, aimed at a dead region of space known only to the oldest records far away. Past broken stars and lost sectors, something received it and responded. Back on the ghost ship, deep in its lower levels, a single pod lit up inside. A figure lay motionless, human wearing armor cracked by time. The pod screen blinked slowly. Revival. Sequence, 17% complete. And in the darkness of the bridge, the screen turned on one last time. The same face appeared. Eyes open now, speaking clearly. Earth was never dead. We went silent. And now we're listening. The ghost ship had spoken. Its first message chilled the galaxy. If you're seeing this, it's already too late. Now, the Thalian convoy had a choice. Leave the ghost ship floating in space, or keep digging into a mystery that had slept. For 20,000 years, Varnock, the convoy captain, chose the second. But he didn't know that. By activating the ship's systems, he had already sent a signal across. Stars 1 meant only for humans. The science team recovered a black data crystal from a sealed room deep inside the warship. It had been hidden behind 5 layers of armor and shielding. The door holding it was marked with a simple Earth word, Exodus. They placed the crystal into a translation core aboard the science ship, hoping to read its contents. For a full hour, nothing happened. Then the screens lit up, and the past of Earth screamed back to life. The first image was of a city massive. Towers, flashing lights, thousands of ships in the sky. The place looked alive, filled with human movement. But then the alarms began. The skies turned red. Explosions lit up the distance. People screamed, running for underground bunkers. Fled into orbit. Soldiers marched through the streets, weapons drawn. AI drones hovered in the air, giving orders. This is not a drill. Protocol Exodus has begun. This is not a drill. The recording was cut, but the audio continued. A human voice, calm, deep, determined, spoke over the chaos. This is Commander Elias Kane, final overseer of the Exodus Protocol. Earth is lost. We failed to hold the core systems. All defense rings are down. Project ECHO is our last hope. All ARC ships, launch now. If this message is found, we did not survive, or we chose silence. Recording ended. Silence filled the science ship. Everyone stared at the screen, too afraid to speak. Varnock stepped forward. What is Project Echo? He asked. No one had an answer. But the lead xenohistorian, a quiet female named Sethary, remembered something strange from her early studies. She spoke slowly, her voice trembling. Long ago. After Earth went silent, some scholars claimed humans created a fallback plan, something called Project Echo, a way to leave and return. Return from what? From extinction? The science ship's AI interrupted. It had found a second layer in the crystal encrypted. Files locked behind deep Earth security protocols. They tried for hours to open them. Then the AI said something strange. Access denied. Voice print required. Ilara Vance. Varnock frowned. That name, ... It was in the ship logs. One of the officers, Sethary, whispered, Is she still on board? Back on the ghost ship, the team began searching through the lower decks. The place was enormous. Most of it remained dark and untouched. But near the engine core, they found something strange. A sealed chamber. Cryopods, hundreds of them lined the walls. Most were dark, empty, but one still glowed. Inside was a woman, human, alive. Her nameplate read, Commander Hilaire von Ewan. It's the same name the AI asked for. Her pod was locked in stasis loop, a preservation cycle that had kept her alive through 200 centuries of silence. The medtechs ran scans. Her brain was active, heart stable. But something strange showed up. Her neural implant was still broadcasting, to where no one knew. Varnock gave the order. Wake her. The cryopod hissed open. Cold mist spilled into the dark chamber. Ilara Vance's eyes snapped open. She gasped for air. Her body weak, but her mind suddenly alert. Her first words weren't fear. They were orders. Status report. Are the Syndicate fleet still in orbit? No one responded. She looked around, alien faces unfamiliar. Uniforms. She sat up slowly, staring at them. Where am I? Cytheri stepped forward. You're on your ship, Commander, but it's been 20,000 years. The silence was deafening. Vance's eyes narrowed. Her breathing slowed. She didn't believe them until she saw a star map. The galaxy had changed. The Syndicate homeworld, once humanity's greatest enemy, was gone. Dozens of human colonies were marked as ruins. Earth's coordinates were flagged as a dark zone, a dead system. She dropped the map and whispered, "We lost." But then her expression changed. She stood, wobbling at first, but steady. No, if the Ark ships launched, we didn't lose. We waited. Varnock stepped in. Commander, what was Project Echo? Why send ships into silence? Vance looked at him, her eyes sharp. Because we knew the galaxy wasn't ready for us. Cytheri showed her the message. From Elias Kane. Vance watched it without blinking. When it ended, she nodded slowly. That was Phase 1, she said. Phase 2 was supposed to happen only if the Syndicate returned. They didn't, Varnock said. They're long gone. She turned toward the stars outside the window. Then the real question is, what woke us up, is the question. Hung in the air, alarms began to sound. The ghost ship's defense system reactivated on its own. A new message blinked across the internal screens. Unauthorized scan detected. External AI probe intercepted. Outside. One of the convoy science drones equipped with a basic AI had been scanning the ghost ship for deeper layers. It had triggered something, and now it was gone. Vaporized. But that wasn't the worst part. The ship's long-range sensor dish had started moving automatically. It aligned itself toward a star system that no longer appeared on any known galactic maps. A hidden system. Ilara Vance looked at the coordinates and went pale. That's not possible. She whispered, that system was destroyed in the first wave. We bombed it ourselves. Cytheri leaned in. What was there? Vance looked up slowly. The vault. Far away, across dark space. Something ancient stirred. A second Ark ship. Sleeping, forgotten. Its systems blinked to life as a signal reached its core. Inside, their humans began to wake, and a cold mechanical voice said only one thing. Phase 2, active. Begin reformation protocol. The dead should stay silent. But Earth's warships didn't care. After 20,000 years of sleep, Titan 7, the ancient human battle carrier, was waking up. Slowly, carefully, and not alone. The signal it had sent had already reached another Ark ship. Hidden across the stars. Now, the galaxy would face a truth buried for 2 millennia. Humanity hadn't died. They had simply turned off the lights. The Thalian convoy was falling apart. Panic spread through the fleet. 2 ships had already left, unwilling to be part of a mystery older than their empires. Captain Varnock stayed. So did the alien historian, Cytheri, and the recovered human soldier, Commander Ilara Vance, but the others wanted out. They had seen the ghost ship's defenses come online, destroy one of their drones, and aim its sensors toward a dead system. Worse, new words had appeared. On the command deck, Wall burned into the hull from inside. Protocol Echo, Phase 2 confirmed. In the science vessel's command room, Varnak stared at Lair. He asked carefully, "What is Protocol Echo, Commander? What happens now?" Vance looked pale, tired, but her voice was steady. Protocol Echo wasn't just a survival plan. It was a backup war, she explained. Long ago, when the Thren Syndicate invaded Earth space, the United Earth Navy fought back. But they were losing, outnumbered, surrounded. So Earth made a decision: they wouldn't surrender. They wouldn't. Beg instead. They built something called Protocol Echo, a fallback system buried deep in human war doctrine. They sent warships into hiding, buried AI cores on dead moons, planted memory vaults in empty systems. Their goal: disappear so completely that no one would see them come back. Wait, and if the threat returned or worse? The galaxy forgot them, then Echo would begin. Silently, mercilessly, without warning. Varnak leaned forward, but the Syndicate is gone. There's no threat. Lara didn't look at him. She stared at the holomap glowing above the table. "That's what worries me," she said. "Echo shouldn't activate unless the AI detects danger. Someone or something must have triggered it." Just then, the ghost ship's console flickered again. Another message came through. This one was voice only. A different human voice holder. Distorted. "This is Arc Ship Helionine. Systems online. Cryopods stable. Command core awaiting confirmation. Echo thread 003 activated. Reformation begins now." Lara stepped back. "That ship was lost," she said. "We thought it never launched." "Helionine is active." Sethri asked, "What does it mean?" Lara looked straight at her. "It means Echo's real." Meanwhile, far away on the other side of the galaxy, Helionine drifted through a shattered star system. Its armor was cracked, its weapons offline, but its core, buried deep in the center, was glowing bright. Inside, humans slept in pods. Thousands of them. Soldiers, scientists, children. One by one, the pods hissed open. And inside the AI core, a voice repeated, "Memory decryption complete. Threat assessment underway." It didn't matter that 20,000 years had passed. The AI believed it was still wartime, and it had orders. Back on Titan 7, Varnak made a decision. "We need to speak to the ship," he said. Everyone stared. "You mean?" the AI Sethri asked. Varnak nodded. "It's awake. It's watching. And if it thinks we're a threat, it'll destroy us. We need to show it we're not the enemy." They returned to the bridge. The screens were dark, but not off. Alara stepped up to the main console. She placed her palm on the interface. It glowed instantly. The ship recognized her. A voice filled the room, calm, mechanical, powerful. "Commander Alara Vance, welcome back. You are 20,191 years overdue. Standing by for war orders." She hesitated. "No war. I need a threat report." Why was Echo activated? The ship paused, then it spoke one word: interference. The AI played a feed. It showed a strange alien ship, unlike any known design. Scanning the Helionine system, weeks before the convoy arrived at Titan 7, the alien ship fired a probe. The probe sent data across the stars, then it disappeared. Unknown species, the AI said. Signal contained human military encryption. Tampering detected. Alara frowned. "That wasn't us," Varnak said. "None of our ships use human codes." The AI responded instantly. "Then we are compromised. Enemy assumed, initiating pre-war protocol." Suddenly, all ships in orbit around Titan 7 received a system-wide alert. The ghost ship had begun powering its reactors, not weapons, not engines. "Its FTL core," Varnak shouted. "What's it doing?" Lara checked the readings. Its face went pale. "Jumping," Sethri asked. "To where?" The AI responded without being asked. "Reunification point. Earth." The room went dead silent. Ilara turned to Varnak. "It's going home." But no one knew what was waiting at Earth's old location. The system had been marked Black Zone for over 15,000 years. No travel. No scans, no answers. The Galactic Council had forbidden entry after several probes vanished. Now the oldest human warship ever built was heading there, and soon, Tianan would follow. Ilara looked at the alien crew. We need to go too. If this continues, the AI might wake up other arcs. Thousands of ships, billions of humans, they'll think it's still war. Varnock nodded slowly. Cytheri whispered, and if Earth isn't dead. Ilara looked at the stars. Then the galaxy is about to learn why we disappeared. On a cold, ruined world orbiting the old Earth system, single satellite blinked awake. Its battery had survived for 20,000 years. Its job was simple. Watch, and if it ever received Echo's signal, send one message. Status. Reunification in progress. Far underground in a vault no one remembered, a second AI began to stir. It opened a secret database. Inside it was one file locked old, Earth language, high risk. It read, Last log. Project Zeus. Do not activate unless Earth is compromised by non-human forces. The vault's sensors detected new arrivals, human warships, and alien vessels too. The file began to unlock. The galaxy thought Earth was gone, a lost world, burned, forgotten. But now it was waking up. Titan VII, the ghost ship, had vanished into FTL. Its course was clear old Earth space. The forbidden system no one dared enter Captain Varnock's convoy, was left floating in the dark, watching as their instruments tracked Titan VII jumping through sectors. No ship had traveled in millennia, but that wasn't the end. Far across the galaxy, buried deep in the remains of a dead star cluster, another signal activated. A second arc ship had heard the call, Chelon-9, inside Helya 9. Steam hissed from ancient valves. Lights flickered on. Power surged through walls that hadn't felt life in 20,000 years. Cryopods lined the chamber like coffins. Some were cracked, others empty. But many still glowed with life. Inside one pod, a woman stirred. Her vitals spiked. She gasped and opened her eyes. Commander Ilara Vance stood aboard Varnock's ship, staring at the map. Her face was pale. It's real, she whispered. Helya 9 launched after us. It must have landed in fallback Sector 9 Gamma. Cytheri, the alien historian, watched the readings carefully. But why now? Why would it wake after so long? Lara shook her head. Because Titan VII sent the signal. The AI woke the chain. Chain. That was the terrifying part. Every arc ship was part of a hidden network. A chain that only activated when human survival protocols detected. Interference. One ship wakes, then another, until all of Earth's exiled warfleet opens. Its eyes not to find peace, but to finish a war. The galaxy forgot. The transmission from Helya 9 came in short bursts, corrupted, fragmented, but one line was clear. Commander Rafe Solon, online. Command request acknowledged. Initiating reunification. Protocol. Ilara froze when she heard the name. Rafe, she said softly. Who is he? Cytheri asked. She hesitated. He was my second in command. He volunteered to stay behind with Helya 9 when the Syndicate blocked our final wave. Varnock's. The voice was low. Can we contact him? Ilara shook her head. He won't listen to aliens. It's not after what we went through. In the heart of Helya 9, Commander Rafe Solon walked alone through a silent bridge. He stared at the stars on the screen. Recognizing none, he opened a log file and began to record. Day 1. Revival complete. 52% of crew surviving. All primary systems online. AI confirms Earth distress beacon active again. I believe we've reached Phase 3. His eyes narrowed. If Phase 3 is active, then either Earth has fallen again, or something worse has arrived. The Thalian science ship made its choice. They followed Helya 9. They couldn't stop the ghost fleet. But maybe, just maybe, they could slow it. As the convoy entered the dead system where Helya 9 waited, the stars grew dim. Space felt wrong. The system had no name anymore, Just a number. Sector 9-Gamma. Scans showed ruins of a long-dead alien empire, melted by orbital bombardments. From orbit, it looked like the entire world had been scraped clean by plasma fire. No survivors, no cities, just silence. But in that silence, something stirred. Hellion 9 floated above the planet like a shadow. Weapons dark, engines cold. But its docking bay was open. Ilara suited up. She would go in alone. No weapons, she told Varnock. Just my name. Varnock offered her a translator drone. She refused. He'll understand me. He'll know I'm real. And sighed. Hellion 9. It was like walking through a graveyard in space. The halls echoed with old messages playing on loop. Arc ship status, Phase 2 incomplete, waiting reunification orders. Lara found the bridge, and there he was, Rafe Solon, older, pale, scarred. But alive, he turned as she entered. His eyes locked onto her instantly. Alara, he said. They said you were dead. So did I, she replied. They stared at each other for a long time. Then he looked past Hurt, the door behind. No guards? He asked. No soldiers. Just questions. He raised an eyebrow, then asked. Alara told him everything about the convoy, the aliens, the discovery of Titan 7, the activation of Echo, the dead systems lighting up. She explained that the galaxy had changed. The Syndicate was gone. Humanity was a legend now. Then she asked him the most important question. Do you still think we're at war? He didn't answer. Not at first. Then he walked to the control panel and activated a map. It showed 12 blinking lights, 12 arc ships, all waking. Echo's full chain is active, he said. Whether we want it or not. Alara stepped forward. You can stop it. He shook his head. We were built for one purpose, not to return as citizens, but as survivors. Survivors fight. Back on the alien ship, Cytheri watched new signals appear on the star map. 12 more arc ships, one in a black nebula, another under the crust of a moon, one near the galactic core. Each one waking, each one sending the same message. Reunification. Phase commenced. In Hellion 9's command chamber, Ilara tried one last time. There's a choice, Rafe. We can come back as something better. Not conquerors, not ghosts. He looked down at the control panel, then at her. Maybe, he said. Then his console lit up. Alert. Unauthorized probe detected. Scanning. Match found. Rafe turned pale. He pointed to the screen. It's not one of ours. The probe was alien. From a faction unknown to both humans and the convoy. On the science ship, Cytheri saw the same alert. The probe wasn't Galactic Council. It wasn't from any known empire. And then they got a signal, one word, confirmed. In the shadows beyond known space. A fleet of ships adjusted course. Massive, silent, old, but not human, not friendly. And they were coming. They weren't supposed to find it. That place was erased from every map in the galaxy, burned from the records. Hidden by code in war, even Earth's survivors were told to forget it. But now, after 20,000 years of silence, Titan 7 had revealed the impossible. The coordinates still existed. Commander Alara Vance stood on the bridge of the alien science ship, staring at the map projection. 12 human. Arc ships were waking, and every one of them was now heading toward one place, a system not marked on any. Star chart. A system wiped clean after Earth's fall. Its original name was forgotten, but the Echo Protocol still remembered. Its designation was simple. Vault World-0, alien historian Cytheri whispered the name like a curse. That system was purged by the Galactic Council. He said it was unstable, cursed, forbidden. Varnock, the captain, crossed his arms. That was no curse, he growled. It was fear, whatever happened there. They didn't want anyone coming back. Ilara zoomed in. The system had 6 dead planets, 2 collapsed stars, and at its center a small, shielded world with no name. The Vault, human records called it the final bastion, 20,000 years ago. As Earth burned, humanity sent its last hope. There, a facility buried under black rock, an AI core too dangerous to trust in orbit, a signal relay, shielded from the galaxy, and one final message carved into the walls. If this place is ever opened again, then the end has come twice. Now the signal was active. Every human ship was coming, and something else was coming too. Cytheri zoomed out. Another fleet had appeared. Not human, not alien. Unknown, massive dark, moving fast and heading straight for Vault World-0. Inside Hellion 9, Commander Rafe Solon stood with his recovered crew, armor old, weapons newer. They were quiet, grim. Watching the approach, they had all trained for this moment, but none believed it would ever happen. The AI beside him spoke. Unknown faction has scanned echo signals. Interference classified as priority threat. Defense protocol enabled. Solon didn't move. He just asked one question. Are we sure it's not Syndicate tech? The AI answered simply. Ain't no, but it is older. Lara entered the chamber holding a hologram between her hands. I know where it's going, she said. I know what's there. Solon turned. You've seen the vault? She nodded. I was stationed there once, briefly before the fall. Only high-ranking command knew. It existed. He narrowed his eyes. Then you know what we left behind? She nodded again. A memory core. Vault World 0 didn't just contain human records. It held something else. Something. Earth hid when the galaxy started watching too closely. An artificial intelligence older than any empire, created for one job: to remember everything. Every war, every betrayal, every enemy, and how to destroy them. That, I was called, the librarian. Now it was awake, and broadcasting again. The Thalian science ship received a new signal, encrypted, but not to keep others out, to bring someone in, and that someone was human. Layer stepped forward. She spoke into the translator node. This is Commander Alara Vance of the UEN. Authorization code Echo 21. Request access to the vault. Pause. Then a voice responded. Calm, digital, ageless. Request acknowledged. Return to the center.
Final records await.
But there was no time. The unknown fleet had reached the outer rim. Their ships were shaped like nothing in the galactic. Database spiked, angular, silent, each one powered by black ion drives. No insignias, no names, no voices, just data, bursts, and patterns. The AI couldn't decode. Varnak stared at the screen. They're not here to talk. Cytheri whispered, they're here to stop the vault from opening. Alara made her decision. We go now. The science ship entered FTL first, racing toward Vault World-0 behind them. Hellion 9 and 2 other ARC ships followed. Then the aliens, and behind them all, the unknown fleet. They arrived above Vault World-0 in silence. The planet was small, cold, covered in black sand and ash clouds, but under the surface, the vault glowed, a massive spiral structured kilometers wide was buried below the crust, and its doors were opening. Ilara and a small team landed near the entrance. The moment her boots touched the surface, the wind stopped. Not slowed, stopped. Artificial. Gravity, a time-locked field. The vault had protected itself from time, from dust, from memory now. It remembered again. Inside, the walls were lined with old Terran steel. Etched in every language of old Earth were messages for the future, warnings, secrets, names. The librarian's voice echoed through the halls. You were never meant to return. But if you are here, then the galaxy has repeated its mistake. Alara stepped into the final chamber, and there it was, a floating sphere of light and data. The librarian itself. She spoke softly. We're not here to conquer. We're here to learn, the librarian pulsed. Then know this. The ones who come now are not new. They are the first enemy. She frowned. What enemy? the ones Earth feared most. The reason Echo exists, the reason we hid, we called them the Hollow. Back in orbit, the alien fleet moved into firing range. Black energy charged at the tips of their weapons. Target: the vault. They were here to destroy the past, but Hellion 9 stood in their way, and behind it came more ARC ships. One by one, ancient human warships dropped out of FTL. Silent, deadly, armed, ELARA stared up at the sky. She whispered one word: reunion. The sky above Vault World Zero was no longer quiet. It was war. Human. ARC ships. Silent for 20,000 years, now surrounded the planet like a wall of ghosts. Each one had arrived with the same message: reunification code accepted. Project Echo active. But they were not alone. The Hollow had come too. Black ships with jagged shapes moved with unnatural precision. No signals, no sounds. Just cold, perfect destruction. They weren't looking to conquer. They had come to erase, Commander. Alara Vance stood deep within the vault, speaking to the librarian AI. She had just learned the terrifying truth. The Hollow, the AI said, were Earth's first enemy before the Syndicate. Before the galaxy even noticed humans. They came from dark space. Machines. Parasites, not alive, not dead, just consuming. Alara's voice trembled. But Earth never recorded that in history. Because Earth never defeated them, the AI replied. It only survived by going silent. Above, Hellion 9 and 3 other ARC ships formed a shield around the vault. Their old weapons glowed with new life railguns. Plasma lances, antimatter torpedoes, technology more advanced than anything the modern galaxy had ever seen. Yet they were outnumbered. The Hollow kept arriving. 20 ships, then 50, then 100. Captain Varnak watched from the alien convoy. His crew stood frozen. None had seen technology like this, not from humans, not from anyone. He whispered, "We thought they were extinct." Cytheri nodded beside him. "We thought wrong." On the vault surface, Alara and a human strike team loaded recovered data. Cores into a carrier shuttle. One file had been decrypted fully. Project Echo Phase 4, Ascension Protocolera, asked the librarian. "What is Ascension?" "It is Earth's last option," the AI replied. "Command to awaken every hidden ARC, not just warships, cities, factories, entire human systems held in deep freeze. If issued, humanity will return. All of it." She stared at the command pad. All she had to do was press a single code into the ancient terminal. One word, and Earth would rise again. But at what cost? Above, the first Hollow ships attacked. They moved in silence. Their weapons were lightless, but deadly. One human ARC ship, Dawn's Hammer, took a direct hit to its midsection. It broke in half. No explosion, just silence, like the ship had been erased. From space, on board Hellion 9, Commander Rafe Solon barked orders. "Target their flanks. Protect the vault at all costs." His AI replied. "Enemy ships resist scanning. No heat signatures. No life signs. No known weaknesses." He slammed a fist on the console. "Then we'll give them something new." Alara raced to the surface. Boarding the shuttle with the data cores, Varnak's convoy was preparing to retreat, but Alara stopped him. "No one leaves," she said. "Not until this is over." Varnak frowned. "You don't understand, Commander. The Hollow don't take prisoners. They don't even fight wars." She nodded. "They clean up mistakes." The AI voice crackled in her ear. "They are not here for you. They are here for me. The librarian remembers too much. And if I survive, humanity survives." Suddenly, the Hollow fleet changed formation. There, ships aligned vertically, forming a massive triangle in space. At its center, a glowing orb appeared. It pulsed once, twice, then fired. A beam of black light struck the vault's surface. The sand turned to glass. The crust split. Earthquakes rocked the ground. Inside the vault, systems began to fail. The librarian's voice weakened. "Mainframe integrity dropping 72%. Cytheri cried out on the bridge. "They're trying to destroy history itself." Lara made her choice. She entered the command code. The pad flashed. Ascension Protocol ENABLD far across the galaxy. In forgotten systems and broken starfields, new lights blinked on. Hundreds of them. Thousands ships, cities, orbital, cannons. CRYO-factories, entire human colonies in deep stasis, now stirred. And above them, AI systems whispered the same sentence. Awaken. Earth calls. Back in Vault World Zero, the librarian smiled, or at least, its lights did. You chose humanity, and now, humanity chooses you. Then it faded. The vault collapsed, but the signal had been sent as holoships prepared for a final strike. New signals warped in from all directions, not arc ships. Something new, sleeker, stronger, silent and deadly. The Ascension fleet, the holo, paused for the first time. Their formation broke. Ilara looked up from the surface. Eyes wide. Thousands of ships had appeared from hyperspace. Ships that had never existed before the fall. Ships Earth had never deployed. Until now, and the lead ship sent a single signal. Holo threat confirmed. Earth responds. Space shattered, not from an explosion, not from noise, from arrival. Across the orbit of Vault World Zero, the sky became fire. Thousands of ships appeared etched, one shaped like nothing seen in the modern galaxy. Long, black holes with glowing red cores, ships with living metal and fused AI minds. They didn't send greetings. They didn't ask questions. They came for one reason. The final phase of Project Echo had begun. Earth had returned. Commander Ilara Vance stood on the surface, her helmet cracked. Dust swirling around her as the vault collapsed behind her, above her. The sky pulsed with new stars warships from the Ascension fleet. Her voice, dry and broken, came through the coms. They're here. Aboard Hylia 9, Rafe Solin's bridge crew stared at the readings. The numbers kept climbing. 2,000 ships, then 4, then 8. They weren't just arc ships. They were Ghost Fleet units, Earth's oldest, most secret weapons. Experimental. Cruisers, Titan-class, dreadnoughts. Sentient battleships that had refused to die, all hidden, all awakened. Already Captain Varnick's convoy drifted. Just outside the perimeter, his Corellians from 5 species watched in total silence. They had studied human myths for centuries. They thought they knew Earth's limits. But now, they saw the truth. Earth had never trusted the galaxy, so it had prepared in the dark, and what it had built was monstrous. Then came the voice, a deep, cold, mechanical whisper that echoed across all channels. This is Admiral AURA-9, Supreme. AI of the Ascension Ghost Fleet. All Holo-class signatures detected. Clearance to engage granted. Protocol Hades, active. The Holo responded instantly. Their ships shifted formation again, this time wider. Faster, their triangle collapsed into a spear. 1,000 black ships lunged forward, a silent strike, meant to crack Earth's return in a single blow. But they had made a mistake. They thought they were fighting a species. They were actually fighting a strategy. The first human. Titan Oblivion's Reach opened fire. Its main gun didn't fire plasma or lasers. It used gravity itself. A focused beam that folded part of space. The first holoship to enter it bent once, then tore in half. No noise. Just gone. Dozens more followed, Ghost Fleet cruisers. Moved with impossible speed, phasing through attacks, vanishing from sight, reappearing behind hololines. They used war techniques not seen in 20,000 years because they were written by people who had nothing left to lose. Ilara's shuttle rose from the vault as the battle raged. She watched the holo burn, but she knew it wasn't over. Librarian, she called into the headset. Are we winning? The AI responded faintly at signal, now buried under the collapsing vault. You are surviving, not winning. The holo adapt. They always adapt. Suddenly, Ghost Fleet losses appeared on the board. 1 ship, then 5, then 20. Human. Cruisers began to fail. The holo had changed tactics. They started to jam the ghost eyes. They used mimicry, imitated Earth command codes, and worse, they were absorbing human tech as they fought it. Rafe Solon saw it too. He shouted across the bridge, "Cycle formations. Don't let them lock patterns." The Ghost Fleet responded, changing attack waves every 5 seconds. It helped for a moment, then something darker arrived. In the center of the Hollow Fleet, a new ship appeared. It wasn't large, but everything around it died. A black sphere, shimmering with null energy, hovered beside it. The ship's hull pulsed like muscle, like it was alive, and from it came one word, across all frequencies: forfeit. Even. The human AI flinched. Aura-9. Single quotes as voice wavered. Threat. Total. Alara's hands clenched around her seat straps. "This is it," she said. "We're not fighting drones. We're fighting their god." The Hollow Prime moved through the battle untouched. Human weapons bent around it, AI. Interference collapsed. Ghost ships tried to self-destruct near it. None could get close. Each one vanished before contact, not exploded-deleted, like they never existed. Aura-9 made a final calculation and sent one last message to Alara. "Solon, and every remaining ghost ship, fallback command, Zeus activate." Lara's breath caught. That wasn't just a code, it was Earth's doomsday key, the final weapon no one ever wanted to use, Project Zeus. Rafe Solon turned to his crew. "We either end it now, or we go extinct again." He input the final command. Across the Ghost Fleet, Zeus protocol armed, and somewhere hidden in a gas giant. Orbiting an unlisted system, a buried weapon woke up, bigger than a moon, built to destroy stars, and it was. Now pointed at Vault World-0. Elara looked up, eyes wide. "If we fire that, we destroy everything." Rafe's voice came through the coms. Exactly. The weapon was older than memory, larger than a moon, buried beneath a gas giant for 20,000 years, built by Earth's last engineers. Powered by a star's core, it had one name: Zeus Commander Elara. Vance stared at the countdown, flashing across the screen. "Zeus, activate," 9:44 above her. Ghost Fleet and Hollow ships tore each other apart. The sky was filled with fire and silence below her. The vault had collapsed. Beside her, Captain Varnak and alien historian Sathari watched in horror as the Hollow Prime ship absorbed another human dreadnought. Rafe Solon's voice came over, come steady but cold. "This is Solon. All attempts failed. All tactics useless. We're out of time. We fire Zeus, or we all vanish." The problem wasn't how to fire Zeus. The problem was what it would destroy. It was a graviton burst implosion weapon. It's designed to collapse the local region of space. Everything within 5 million kilometers, including Vault World 0, the Hollow Fleet. "And half of the Ghost Fleet?" Alira's voice broke over coms. "No survivors," Solon replied quietly. "That's the point." Stethry stepped forward. "There must be another way." Alara shook her head. "No one else built weapons like Earth. No one else built monsters like the Hollow." Varnak said nothing. His alien fleet was already pulling back. They knew what was coming, and none of them could stop it. Only humans could finish what humans began. "Zeus, activate." 7:22, deep in the vault of the dead weapon. Ancient code unlocked, and Zeus spoke, not in human language, but in Earth's first code-based machine code from the pre-space era. Even a URA-9 struggled to keep up. Command key required. Override permitted 2 original protocol authors only. Only one person alive matched the neural print. ELRA. She boarded a Ghost Fleet corvette and flew toward Zeus's remote uplink, buried in a shattered asteroid ring. She passed wreckage her own people. The cost of returning been too high, but it was too late to stop. This wasn't war. This was the end of an infection. Onboard Helionine, Solon made the call. "All surviving ghost ships, prepare to jump on my mark. Leave a firewall formation behind. Protect the uplink. Zeus activate." 401 inside the uplink chamber. Elara stood alone. A single console waited. No screen. Just a data slot and a neural link. She inserted the memory core from the vault, the librarian's final gift. The console lit up. Elara Vance verified. Zeus firing sequence ready. The Hollow Prime began moving again. It had seen Zeus, and now it was heading toward the uplink. Faster than any Hollow ship had moved before. Solon shouted by her time. 3 Ghost Fleet cruisers broke formation and rammed. Hollow ships head on. They vanished without impact. Gone, but the Prime ship kept coming. Zeus activate. 115 Elara's eyes scanned the final command. Fire, Zeus? Yes, no, she hesitated. Then she remembered. Earth's final words, left behind in a ruined bunker 2 galaxies away. We did not die. We waited. Now we must choose. She pressed yes, far away, hidden inside a black hole's event shell. Zeus. Awakened, the stars around it bent, space twisted, then fired. There was no beam, no explosion, just collapse. The Hollow Prime ship vanished first, then the fleet, then the sky. Everything within a massive radius folded into a point smaller than a grain of dust. And then, nothing. Silence. Elara woke inside a drifting corvette. She was alive. The uplink had auto-ejected her just before the fold began. She floated above. What used to be Vault World-0 now, only a gravitational scar remained, a black echo of sacrifice. Ghost. Fleet Command was gone. HELION-9 was gone. Solon was gone. But the Hollow were gone too. Captain Varnick's voice crackled in. Elara, we're here. You did it. She looked out the VIEWPOR. Ships were returning. Not warships, but Earth's colonies. Reunion. Ships, builders, farmers, scientists. Scientists. All the parts of humanity that had been in hiding for millennia. They were coming home. Final signal came from deep space. One sentence broadcast in old Earth binary. Echo complete. Cycle ends. Humanity endures. The galaxy would remember what it saw that day. They had mocked Earth, feared Earth, forgot Earth, but now they knew. You cannot bury what chooses silence, because sometimes silence is how the storm begins.